The Kenrick Golf Belt solves the problem of how to easily find your divot repair tool and ball marker. Our beautiful, genuine leather belts are made in the USA. No more ripped pockets or searching your bag for your divot repair tool or ball marker. The Kenrick Golf Belt can't improve your swing, but it can improve your style. Raise your game today.
And welcome to, I believe we're calling it the Golf Dudes on Golf News here on the Coalition Radio Network. Thanks to Pat Ford for giving us the opportunity to have our own show here and continue to grow Golf News RI. I'm Joe Calabro, co-founder. Joining me is Rich Capali, the other co-founder. And Rich, how are you doing today?
Oh, not too bad. I had to sit through a suffering 5 hours round with you today. But the good news is we both suck and we didn't get any better, so we're good.
Yes, I would like to thank you for contributing to the Joey Fund today. So I beat you at your own course, so I got that going. I got that going for me. It's a good start to the tournament weekend for me. But thankfully, people don't have to listen to us talk about our. Thankfully, people don't have to listen to us talk about our crappy golf games, because we have joining us right off the top is one of the best golfers in the Rhode Island and in New England, Allison Paik. Allison, thanks for joining us, jumping on with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So you made some big news this week, as we put up on Golf News RI and tweeted out and Facebooked. You committed to Columbia University to play golf there with the Columbia Lions. Just talk about the excitement with that decision, kind of what went into it, and what was that whole process like for you?
Yeah, I'm just excited for the news to finally be out. I've been keeping it for a while, and I first found out my junior year that I would be going there, and I had to go through the whole process of applying. And I think the reason why I was very attracted to the school was because of the coach and the team and the culture they have there, and the team bonding that they do. So I'm just very excited to be playing there and going to school there, hopefully in the fall.
Yeah, well, now with the coronavirus stuff, who really knows what's going to happen, right? I mean, who knows? But hopefully, like you said, hopefully in the fall, and hopefully you can start. I think there's a fall golf season in college as well. Hopefully you can be part of that. So we're excited to watch you at Columbia. Obviously, you graduated or graduating from Wheeler. It's hard to tell these days. But talk about your career. Wheeler, obviously, it was cut short, which obviously didn't end how you wanted it to end, and that's the case for I think probably every senior. I could imagine. Talk about your career. Wheeler State Championship, a bunch of individual awards. You pretty much did everything in the book. Southeast New England Championship in 2017, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll just talk about what Wheeler has meant to you, and your career, your incredible career there.
Yeah, my freshman year we were in the SCNE, and when I was coming into high school, I knew it'd be kind of difficult as a transition playing matches in school instead of just tournaments in the summer. But really fun. My teammates are around, and we have a blast on the course, joking around, having fun. My sophomore year, we switched to the RIIL, and that's where I could compete for a girls' state championship as well as the team. And since I played the boys' tees, I could go for the boys' individual. And I won the girls' individual state championship in 2018 as a sophomore, and then I won it again my junior year, 2019. And last year, as a team, we won the RIIL team state championship, which was amazing. We won by one shot in this total thriller, coming down to the last putt. And yeah, Wheeler has meant so much to me. It's a great supportive community that allows me to just explore my passions and compete on a big stage in Rhode Island. And I just love my team. My teammates are honestly, my best friends, I played with them this morning. I continue to talk with them and keep playing golf with them and hang out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know Rich does actually want to be part of the show. And Rich, why don't you want to take the next question? Maybe she can give you some golf tips after your severe beating today while I do social media stuff for a second.
Yeah, no problem. Hi, Allison. How are you? Can you give me a couple examples of how you got into golf? Family members or anything like that, or did you just pick it up when you got into school, or what?
Yeah, so my dad used to play a lot when I was little. So I started at age 7, just going out to the range or the course and hitting golf balls around. And I really enjoyed it. And I also played ice hockey growing up. So I kind of had that like
Nice.
slap shot, golf swing kind of vibe. They're pretty similar. Um, so yeah, it's mainly my dad, but he doesn't play that much anymore
Nice.
because, you know, I'm busy with my golf and he's like supporting me with that.
Absolutely.
What was the?
Give it. Hold on. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what was the decision? Hockey over golf? I mean, golf over hockey, rather. Was there a choice you had to make? Did that ever come down to that, or was it always, pretty obvious?
Um, I think I finally like settled on golf when I was entering high school. Because I was a little bit better at golf than hockey, and I enjoyed the individual aspect a little more, but like when I got to high school, I really appreciated the team aspect and the individual aspect that you could have together. Um, but yeah, I enjoy golf. You can just go outside and have fun, play for 4 hours. It could be stress free or you can be really competitive. And golf is something that you can play for life.
True, true. So just out of curiosity, I asked everybody this. It's a silly question, but you're one of the top golfers in the state, going to a big time college. What do you shoot on 18 holes? Just out of curiosity.
On average, I would say low 70s to mid 70s ish.
Wow.
On a really good day, I could shoot a few under par. Yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Nice.
Now how exactly do you do that? Like, what's the secret? Like, how can I do that?
How many hours do you hit balls? How many hours do you train?
During the summer, I play / practice every day, but the winters up here in Rhode Island, I kind of take a break for like maybe a month and hit balls every once in a while indoors. So winter is like a nice off season to just kind of like reset and not get burnt out. But
Yeah. Gives you a nice break.
That's quite something. Now I know you talked about, Rich asked you a little bit earlier about who influenced you in golf, and you mentioned your dad. And my dad was a big part of me playing golf, and I know Rich's father is a big part of him playing golf. I don't know if you knew, but Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday again, as I said last week on the show, all the days kind of blend into one. I believe it was Tuesday was Women's Golf Day, and so I was just curious. I know, like I said, I know you mentioned your dad, but are there any female golfers that, whether they're pros or high-ranking amateurs or whoever it may be, that you kind of look up to, maybe model your game after, or do you have any women that you look up to in the game of golf?
Yeah, there's a lady on the Symetra Tour. I think it's like maybe Road to LPGA Tour or something. Her name is Michelle Piapatra. Yep. She's a Columbia alum. She won many awards in the Ivy League at Columbia, set many records, and I look up to her a lot. I met her a few years ago, and yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Rich, you want to go?
Yeah. So amid all this coronavirus talk, how did you feel once the decision came down from? Obviously, you couldn't go to school, but when the decision came down from our interscholastic league, how'd that make you feel that you weren't going to be able to senior year at for golf?
Yeah, I was definitely upset at the beginning, because I really wanted to go for all three titles that I had the opportunity to go for. But it is what it is, and you just have to keep looking for the next opportunity to play in a tournament. And yeah.
Good, very
Yeah,
good.
that was that was a bad break for not only golf but all spring sports, and I think even the end of winter sports. I don't think and I could be wrong, but I don't think hockey finished.
Yeah, none of the
I don't think the
hockey
basketball
didn't finish. No,
yeah. So it was just a terrible break for those
it's a
athletes, and
crappy.
even the NCAA. Yeah, even the
Yeah,
NCAA. They got a bad break with their sports being canceled as well. And I know they're doing stuff to help kids get their kind of senior seasons back. Um, one last thing for me is you're not going to be a freshman on the Columbia golf team by yourself. You are going to be there with Annie Walsh, who also committed to Columbia. She's from IMG Academy. Now you two are friends. Can you talk about your guys' relationship and kind of how it developed, and maybe a little bit about her game?
Yeah, I grew up playing with her. We're both from New England, obviously, and
Hmm.
yeah, I play with U.S. kids tournaments with her at a very young age. We were very friendly growing up. Yeah, I'm just excited to have a friend with me, someone I know and someone that I enjoy playing golf with to like tackle the next chapter with.
Yeah, that's always good. Actually, I actually lied. I actually have one more question that I was just curious about. Obviously, yeah. Sometimes I just make things up as I go along. Sometimes, uh, obviously, you go to Columbia in the fall. If people want to come see you play in between that, are you playing in any tournaments? Do you have any tournaments lined up in between now and then? Any amateur qualifiers or anything like that where people can potentially go out and watch you play?
Yeah, I'm very loyal to Challenge Cup tournaments. They run a local tour in New England, usually like Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut area. So yeah, I play a lot of those. That's probably my main tour that I'm very loyal to, as well as Riga events. And I'm a member at Ledgemont, so I'm able to play in mass golf events too. So maybe a few of
oh,
those.
nice.
So yeah.
Awesome. That's great. That's hopefully we'll catch you maybe at some of those events, and not if you're playing in the women's stadiums or anything like that. But we'll certainly be on the lookout for you. And it's always fun to see people play before they go off to college, and then they come back and they're like completely different players. And I talked to along those lines. It was kind of a funny story. I talked to Patrick Welch, who is now a big time player at Oklahoma, and I had a little bit of relationship with him over the last few years, and I still keep in touch with him, and we're going to hopefully get him on the show in the coming weeks or months, whatever it may be. And it was funny because I talked to him before he went to Oklahoma, and I said, "Oh, what's your next event?" And he ended up actually qualifying for the U.S. Amateur, and it was at Pebble Beach. And Oklahoma's first tournament of his career was at Pebble Beach. So it was kind of funny coincidence, and that's why I asked that, because just to see what your tournament was and what tournaments you were playing. So just because I always remember him saying that, I was like, oh, well, no big deal, right? It's just Pebble Beach, whatever. But anyway, listen, we wish you the best of luck going forward. We really do. Hopefully, we can keep in touch in some way. If you feel like coming on, if you're bored on a Thursday night and you feel like coming on and making fun of us, you're more than welcome to join. Join in the fun. Just let me know. And if you have any tournaments, keep us posted. And we look forward to seeing you play in Columbia or at Columbia. And good luck with everything from us here at Golf News RI. And like I said, hopefully we can continue to keep in touch on a somewhat regular basis, and keep us posted as to what you're doing as well. Don't be shy.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. Would love to do it again.
No, absolutely. When
All
like I
right,
said, if you
Allison.
just want to,
Congrats and good luck.
like I said, if you just want to come on and make fun of us
Thank
for
you.
half an hour, go ahead. We'll be here. But anyway, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, there, Joe.
All right, that was it. That was
Now we can
Allison Pig.
talk.
She committed to. Sorry, pal. That was Allison Pig. She committed to Columbia. We had the story up earlier this week. I think she committed on Monday. Hopefully, I didn't have the date wrong, but it's somewhere around there. So that was a pretty fun interview, and like I said, hopefully we'll keep in touch with her going forward. So next on the agenda, Richard, is the new Riga restrictions. You want to give those a quick highlight? I know they came out late last night, and we actually had a story earlier in the day about the restrictions, and we'll get into that in the next couple of minutes. But if you want to just give a quick highlight of the new Riga restrictions, then we'll jump into that. Go for it.
All right, yeah. So pretty much nothing's changed for the major part. Outdoor dining is becoming more of an outdoor and indoor dining is becoming available at different golf courses. Bars are opening now within the golf facility. The big major thing, actually two big major things is one is carts are still going to be one per person. I don't see that probably until maybe next month or the month after, in my honest opinion. Also, caddies and four caddies are now allowed. I know a lot of the private clubs like Kirkbride, they have caddies and four caddies. Just new restrictions. Make sure wiping down the club after every use. Trying to maintain as much distance from uh, your playing partners. And basically just hand sanitize, all that stuff. Those are the two major things that just came out late last night.
Yeah. So the one person to a cart thing was obviously a major sticking point. We had the story. We obtained an email from Bobby Ward, the executive director of Riga. He said that was a sticking point and kind of was what held up the phase two reopenings. Like you said, and we were talking earlier, it doesn't feel like that's going to change anytime soon. It feels like it's going to be there for a while. Who really knows? Yeah, right. Who really knows about any of this stuff? It doesn't feel like it's going to change. But I guess Riga says they're still working on it. So I thought maybe something would happen today, or maybe news will break later tonight, because that thing didn't break last night until almost 9 o'clock. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy about the caddies. As a former caddy myself at Kirkbride, it's a great way for kids to make money. Number one, over the summer, whether they're in between summers of high school, college, in between summers of college, and whatever it may be, it's a great way to make money. It's a great way to meet people, and it's really a great way to learn the game. So, as a former caddy for a number of years, and I still caddy once in a while, but now I play more of the tournaments than caddying them. I still do caddy once in a while. I was happy for the caddies and that they're allowed to get back on the course and make some money for the summer, because some of these kids, that's all they have. Some of them don't work during the school year. A lot of them don't work during the school year, depending on where they go to college or school. It could be tough. So I'm happy for the caddy programs, and we'll see what that looks like when things get restarted. It's going to be different, as everything is going to be different. But at least the kids can make a little bit of money over the summer and learn the game. So those were the new golf restrictions, as Rich highlighted. Next on the agenda, as I look down my list here, late actually, it was kind of funny, right, Rich? Pat Ford actually broke the story about Brown Golf being cut by the university. That happened last Thursday, actually, around this time, and then I ended up jumping off here and putting a story up as soon as I could, and so that happened last Thursday, and then Monday, Monday, a couple days ago, we had two huge stories about Brown. I talked to a former Brown golf coach. Hopefully I pronounced his last name right, Bob Kennelly, and he said that, I said, what, talk about the program being cut, and he said, as it's disheartening, it's disappointing, obviously, it's devastating for these programs, and not only, and we should mention that not only just golf was cut, track and field was cut, fencing was cut, and a couple other sports were cut, and track and field is a big one, and so that was cut last week, and then we had the big story this week. And there was also, we should mention, and I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, Rich, there was a petition that Brown Golf actually started to try to get the sport back. And I'm not sure when exactly they're submitting it to Brown or when they're submitting it to the university, but that is, as of 10 minutes ago when I checked, they have 3,687 signatures. And again, you can find the link to the petition on our website in an article. It's from earlier this week, so you have to scroll down a little bit, or scroll down our Facebook page, whichever one's works for you, and hopefully get some more people to sign up. That's got a good reaction. But just a heartbreaking news for Brown Golf and all the other sports as well that were cut.
Yeah, well
So,
said. Anytime a sport gets cut, it's always heartbreaking, especially when you've tried that hard and that long to get into, especially like Brown or any university, for that matter. Yeah, it sucks, plain and simple.
absolutely, and it'll be interesting. I mean, it's not going to be interesting. It's going to be sad, but it's going to be interesting for us as a news organization to see what happens with some of the recruits that they have coming in. I think the women's golf team had just announced their 2024 class in like April, and according to what was written on the petition on it, I believe it was change.org. Again, you can find it on our website. And by the way, all the sports have petitions. They all started petitions to try to get their sports back. Track and field has a petition you can find. Fencing has a petition you can find, and any other sport, they all have petitions on there. So, we're talking about golf because we're a golf news organization, golf show. But if you have an interest in the other sports as well, or if you just want to sign all of them, there's other petitions as well. So I don't want to just seem like we're signaling out golf, even though that's just our show. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with some of the recruits, some of the current players. I know the coaches are trying to figure out what their next moves are, and so it's just an unfortunate situation with that. So a couple of quick news and notes, and then I do want to get into the PGA Tour because this will be our last show before the PGA Tour's first official round, and I know that's what Rich has been waiting all morning and all day for. So just a couple quick news and notes, and Rich, feel free to jump in with anything. If I missed something or if you have something, I know you talk to people and you might have some stuff on your own. Foster Country Club opened up for indoor and outdoor dining. I know you mentioned that a lot of clubs are doing that, just like restaurants. There's no different. You need a reservation. Some clubs, and I can't speak for all of them, some clubs are making it so that if you play golf that day, you actually automatically get a reservation for lunch or dinner, and that's how some of them are doing it. I don't know if they're all doing that.
That's
I would
good.
call, it's a cool, it's a cool thing, and it makes it easier probably on them and on the golfers. I don't know people playing because that's mostly the people who are eating for the most part. But again, I don't know if every club is doing that, but I know there's a handful of them that are doing that. But obviously, call or Facebook message the club and get more details on that. So Foster Country Club is the latest club to open. Richmond has opened in the past. Who else we put up that's open? Harbor Lights is another one. I know
Harbor
Kings
Lights,
Crossing,
yep.
we ate there today. Yep. Your place, Kings Crossing, we ate there today. It was very good. We ate outside. So a bunch of places are open. Almost all places probably are open. All clubs are probably open, I'd imagine, for some sort of dining, whether it's indoor or outdoor. But obviously check with them. Also, the Triggs Ladies Inner Club. They announced their June tee time. So if you want to join the Ladies Inner Club and play with them, it's a great way to get involved. They have their own little tournaments and own things going on. So it is a great way to get involved. And actually, I'm going to put the story up later. But Rich, I wanted your thoughts on this. Triggs, and I think I showed you the post. They're going to keep the 10-minute tee time intervals rather, and because they said that they've noticed a significant drop off, a significant decrease, excuse me, in pace of play. And so I know me and you have both played Triggs. It's a great golf course, great layout, maybe the best in the state, arguably. But as we both know, and it's certainly no secret, the pace of play can be brutal. And so now they said they according to their post again. So this is the post. They said they've cut their average round from 4.5 hours to 4 hours. So, Rich, do you see more clubs maybe sticking with that 10-minute interval? I mean, is that a positive that could have came out of this coronavirus? So I'm sure there's going to be some positive somewhere, whether it's golf or other. Is that something that you see could be happening?
Yeah, you got to also take into effect that everybody's riding one to a cart, so everybody gets
True.
off the tee and scatters to their own ball. So that's not going to be feasible in the future for golf courses, because obviously they're going to have to order double the carts. I know a lot of golf courses are especially on busy days, like the King's Crossing was cranking this morning when we got there, and it's hurting a lot of courses. It's hurting a lot of courses that don't have enough carts yet, and because everybody's riding single. But so like you said, I love Triggs. It's right down I can almost walk to it. It's right down the street from my house. Great layout, fantastic course, but pace of play has been a problem over there for a while, for years, since I've been playing there. And
Yep.
maybe that's the tee time spacing is doing good for them, but a lot of it has to do with one to a cart. A lot of people are just scattering to their own ball and not hitting a ball going to final. That's probably what a good majority of the speed of the pace of play is.
No, you make a valid point. The one to a car thing is I mean, we see it we saw it today. When your place was packed and we had a couple holdups. For the most part, it moved along pretty good. And also, I feel like Triggs gets a lot of walkers as well. A lot of people have their pull across and they walk the course as well. More so than, I mean, I don't know how the stats in front of me, but it feels like more so than other places. But if they think it's working, maybe they'll find a way to keep it that way. But you do raise a valid point about the one to a cart and how that's making a difference just in the game in general. So that'll be interesting to see what they do going forward, and I'll have an article up on that tomorrow. So last 10 minutes or so before I turn it back over to Mr. Ford and his show. After us, he's got Connor Dragotis on. PGA Tour returns next week. Next Thursday night, we'll have a complete recap of. Next Thursday night, we'll have a complete recap of the first round. We'll have coverage of it leading up to it. I know you, Rich, were interested in doing some coverage leading up to it, and then obviously we'll have complete coverage following the tournament. Everything from what it looked like to who won, to Phil Mickelson's Cavs, and all other things associated with the PGA Tour's return. So we'll have all that covered for you on Golf News RI. As I've said, our main focus is local golf, and that will continue to be, and we'll continue all next week. But we do want to cover some of the PGA Tour, and especially next week is going to be a huge week for sports and the PGA Tour, kind of all in one. So we're going to cover that as well, maybe as much, if not more, than we cover any other PGA Tour tournament, other than maybe the majors, this year, because it's just going to be fascinating to see. So let's just jump off with this, and we can go kind of wherever you want to go with the conversation. Rich, what are you looking for? What are you expecting to see? I mean, what do you think it's going to be like? Both of us read and watch a lot of golf. and read a lot of articles, and we posted a handful about changes and different things. Just what are your leadoff thoughts, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, so I'll be just interested to see like when they get on the tee boxes and stuff like that, like back before we'll go pre-corona era. Um, they congregation around the tee boxes. It's going to be interesting to see like how they space themselves around the tee boxes and stuff like that. I'm also looking at like caddy interactions and stuff like that. I want to see like how much how much the caddies are wiping the clubs after the boss uses it. Just stuff like that. Like, and I'm really interested in to see setup too. Like, obviously there aren't going to be fans there. There's going to be minimal media there. I just want to see if it's like pretty much, go out and play, or is there going to be structures there? Obviously, there's going to be TV towers and stuff like that. But I just want to see if it's just like kind of like grab your clubs and go play, or there's stuff set up and stuff like that. Just in general. Like Joe said, I'm gonna try and we're gonna play golf on Thursday, and then we're gonna try and most of the first round on Golf Channel on Thursday when we're done playing, so we can get a good idea of what's going to go on for the weekend, so we can have that up for you guys probably Thursday night.
Now, there's been a lot of talk because obviously there's no fans in any of these games, whether it's NBA, NHL, whatever it is. Are you one of these people that would like to see the players be mic'd up? Or is that something like, I think the Tiger Woods match got a great reaction and the mics were so good. Obviously, that's not going to be that case in a real tournament when they're playing for thousands of dollars. But are you one of these people that would be interested in seeing golfers mic'd up, or really any sports mic'd up? I mean, we're a golf focused show, but any thoughts on that? Are you for it, against it, willing to try it?
Yeah, I would like to try it. The only problem is that we noticed from the match on last Sunday, the boxes that they were wearing on their back, they were huge. I think it was either Brady or Tiger took a nice swing and the thing completely came off and like almost ripped his ear off. So that's going to be, getting the players to wear that is going to be tough, and just the sheer amount of players who might want to be mic'd up, they can't handle that. So I think I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep the little domes that they got, so they pick up conversation when they're walking behind them and everything like that. I wouldn't go mic'd up yet. And I don't think the players would. I don't really think the players would want to do that, especially with like now they're playing for their livelihoods. They actually have money on the line now. Specialty things like the two matches that we watched, absolutely. But when you're actually playing for your livelihood, I think it's going to be more of a hindrance than anything.
I tend to agree. The matches were interesting, and that was Brady where the box went flying. That was the shot where he put it in the hole from the middle of the fairway, and then proceeded.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and that was all. That was all one giant sequence, if you can believe it or not. You might never see another sequence like that in golf again. The box went flying. He puts it in the hole somehow after he was crapping himself with the first 8 holes. And then he ripped his pants. So that was all one giant sequence. I personally, and this is kind of for all sports, people are upset, want the miking up. People want to hear the players. As I fix my ear, speaking of mic'd up. The thing is that you're not going to hear anything, right? If say, and we're both hockey fans, we're both sports fans in general, so we watch everything. If they mic up the Bruins, right? These guys aren't going to say anything. And if they do say something,
no,
half of it's going to be bleeped out anyway. Because they're going to be telling
that's
the other
what I'm
guy.
saying. Half of it's going to be swears, anyways.
Then we telling the other guy to go have a nice day. So and the coaches, you're not going to hear anything from the coaches because they're going to be protected with their strategy. And it's the playoffs, and they're playing for the cup, or they're playing for the NBA title. They're not going to. So I know it's a fascinating idea, and maybe you will get something. Just look at the Sam Darnold thing last football season where he was seeing ghosts against the Patriots.
Oh yeah, seeing ghosts. Yeah.
But then the Jets were all upset because that ESPN let that go out because that wasn't live. Obviously, ESPN edits that audio. So you have something like that, and then all of a sudden, strategies out there, or something, something comes up, or whatever it is. I just don't. Like I said, I'm willing to try it. It could be interesting. And like I said, you never know. Maybe maybe we'll get something cool out of it, and you could. I think the caddy player conversations are cool, but you can also pick that up. They have a bunch of microphones surrounding the players, and there's microphones all over the place, so you don't need players necessarily mic'd up for that. But it should be interesting. And like I said, we're gonna put together kind of a coverage schedule in the coming days. I know we'll be talking a lot, and we'll see what kind of coverage we come up with for the PGA Tour. Maybe we even have a PGA Tour-ish guest on next week to talk about the tournament and these type of things. So, Rich, I don't know if you had anything to add. I don't know if you had any other news and notes that we missed. I know it's been a busy day and a busy week. I know we've had a lot of stuff going on. Feel free to add any notes you might have on King's Crossing, on tournaments, on anything you want to go at.
Yeah, I just have one thing. Any
Yep.
golf clubs, private clubs, any municipalities, whatever. If you want tournament results posted, just don't be scared to email us or post send a post to Facebook or anything like that. We will publish them. We're interested to see we're interested to see the scores out there and everything from the different clubs. Just I know it's tournament season. I know we're starting a tournament at the King on Saturday. I'm sorry, but yeah, any pros or owners want to post get their scores out there, just let us know. We'll have them up for you.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. We've been encouraging clubs to reach out and post their weekly scores. And literally, you can literally just send me or send us the scores, and we'll literally copy and paste. We're not looking. You don't have to write anything. We're not looking for a game story. We'll handle all that stuff. But literally, we're just looking for scores, and I know we're looking for results. And I know we have a couple of clubs that are actually going to do it, are going to be doing that, or at least start doing that this weekend and future weekends. I know I have a big tournament this weekend, the four ball at Kirkbride. I'm playing with my dad, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, we don't throw each other off the cart, but but it should be fun. Saturday we have qualifying, 9:48 tee time, so at least I can sleep and go from there. So, Rich, thanks so much for joining me today. It was another fun show. Allison was a great guest, and we wish her the best of luck at Columbia, and we'll certainly have her on again in the coming weeks or months, or whatever it may be, depending on tournament schedule and how many of them she wins and all this other things. So she was great. We wish her the best of luck. This show and the interview will be posted again on our website tomorrow, so you can watch it all over again. You can see our pretty faces. More importantly, you can hear what Allison has to say about playing golf and some really cool stuff that she had to offer. So, Rich, I will talk to you down the road. Again, thank you for your donation today to the Joey Fund on the golf course. And we will be in touch. Stay tuned for more Golf News RI content in the coming days. And all weekend long, we have you covered. And also feel free to reach out to us with any story ideas or anything like that. We're always looking for content. Content is king, as they say. And that's what we're looking to produce and continue to produce here at Golf News RI. I hope everyone has a great night. Have a great weekend. Hit them straight. And if you can't hit them straight, at least scramble decent. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys.